Yo, what's good? What's good? Lonsdale the Great in the mother flipping house. Yo, we got some exciting things happening in the Diablo 4 community, not community, in the Diablo 4 world today, which in turn affects the community because it's giving us good changes. We had the Campfire chat with Blizzard, and you know me, guys. I do Whirlwind Barbarian. I spin to win. So I'm going to talk about the things that excite me in the Campfire chat about Whirlwind Barbarian, because that's what I do, that's what I am. I'm a barbarian in real life, I'm a barbarian in game, and I'm just Lonsdale the Great. Very nice to meet you. Thank you for watching my video, and I'm gonna dive right into all of the fun shenanigans. So if you could see over here, I got this YouTube video open. So let's talk about a few things. And remember, guys, I'm gonna just focus on Whirlwind. That's what I do. I'll touch on everything, but primarily I'm gonna talk about why this benefits Whirlwind Barbarians, some key takeaways, and you know me, guys, I just, like I said earlier, I spin to win. Bash, don't care about that. Flay, don't care about that. I'm joking. These are pretty good things, but again, I'm focusing on Whirlwind. So Bash increased Fury generation, Flay increased Fury generation, Frenzy, Fury gained increase from 2 to 3, which is also pretty nice. But Lunging Strike, that's the one I really give a shit about, because that's the main, most of the times that's the main one you're running when you're, if you're not going like full shout build, you're gonna have Lunging Strike, right? And this is really good for Whirlwind Barbarians because Fury gain goes from 10 to 12. So if you do like Lunging Strike, you hit it 2 times, that's plus 4 Fury. Very nice thing while you're leveling too. So if you're leveling a Whirlwind Barbarian, it's super good. Perhaps not that crazy at max level because you're going to be pretty good on your Fury generation, but that +2 is going to help tremendously until you get all of your gear. And even when you do get all your gear, like that +2 is a nice little bonus to have. You take that. That's a win for us. That's a dub. Put that in the bag. Let's go. Lunging Strike, that's great. Double swing damage increase from 40 to 50%. I know a lot of barbarians run double swing, so yo, that 10% increased damage. Let's fucking go. Rupture. Damage increase from 45 to 70%. That's fat. That's big. If you're running Bleed Barbarian, you're trying to do any sort of bleed build, and you're running any sort of Rupture, like that's unreal. We don't really run that when you're doing Whirlwind Barb, but it's still freaking great. Good for the class, man. Love to see it. Charge, damage increased, Mighty Charge, vulnerable. All this stuff is good. That's really great for Charge. And Mighty Charge, vulnerable duration increased from 2 to 4 seconds. So there might even be like a way to even, I know some Whirlwind Barbs that run Charge and they like it, but a lot of them end up swapping out of it. But now that you're increasing the vulnerable duration from 2 to 4, there might be another way to kind of plug that into the Whirlwind build and make it like super efficient and super fun. People will probably get creative with that. I don't know. We're increasing. So now let's just fast forward over here a little bit and let's take a look at the skills, some more skills. Okay, cool. What the fuck? Why is it overlapping like that? Freaking weird how it's just overlapping like that, man. Okay, maybe if I just play the video normally. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay, skills. Upheaval, I know they boosted this one up a lot. Upheaval got a nice little boost to it, but again, I'm running Whirlwind. I don't really give a shit about it too much, but it's nice. It's nice, especially if you got that mace. It's really nice because they buffed that mace too. Upheaval damages at least 2 enemies or a boss. You gain berserking for 2 seconds, increasing it to 3 seconds if it damages at least 4 enemies. That's a buff. That's great, honestly. Passives, aggressive resistance, damage reduction increase from 3 to 4%. That's not bad at all. Nice little passive. If you're running aggressive resistance, you take that. That's a dub. That's a win. That's more damage reduction. Like, we take that. Gushing wounds. Bleed damage dealt based on critical damage bonus increased from 100% to 115%. That's actually pretty lit. I've seen some Whirlwind Barbarians run Gushing Wounds when they're running swords because they're trying to turn it more into like a crazy bleed builds that really ticks and ticks and ticks. I personally don't run it. I've seen it ran before, but if you're just running a bleed build in general, that's a huge freaking buff for you. And if we could quickly kind of dive into that and take a look at where's Gushing. So Gushing Wounds previously over here, when causing an enemy to bleed, you have a chance equal to your critical strike chance to increase the bleed amount by 100% of your critical strike damage. So they're taking that 100% and in turn, effectively they are making it, where the heck did it go, to 115%. That's a 15% increase. Like that's pretty fat. And also you got some good synergy over here. See Gushing Wounds, if you run that with Aspect of the Berserking, which is this aspect right below it, that's 20, whenever you deal damage while berserking, inflict 22 to 40% of base damage dealt as additional bleeding. So that 50, like, these two complement and synergize very well with each other, and That's just a huge buff, honestly. If you're running any sort of bleeding build with your barb, honestly, take 3. That's a big dub for us. Unconstrained berserking damage bonus increased from 25% to 35%. Updated tooltip to more clearly reflect this key passive value. That's freaking crazy, guys. This is huge because if you know me, you know my Whirlwind Barbarian build heavily relies on berserking, and that's what makes the Barbarian go crazy. Like, you want that. To have that damage increase from 25% to 35%, that's a huge win. You're gonna notice when you're spinning, you're freaking smashing shit. Remember, that's a 10% increase of damage to every freaking enemy you're hitting. And when you're whirlwinding, you're hitting everybody every second. That's huge. That's a really big win for us, guys. I can't emphasize that more. That 10%, we take it, man. That's a dub. That's another dub. We're getting all these dubs, bro, left, right, and center. Walking Arsenal. Bonus damage duration increased from 6 to 8 seconds. I do know a lot of people who ran this build that were kind of upset that it's such a low duration, so I think this is great. Like 6 to 8 is a nice little bonus for us, so we take that as well. It seems just like overall, whatever you play, whether you're like bleed build, whether you're whirlwind, whatever it may be, overall we're getting some pretty good consistent buffs across the class. I love to see it, and to me what stands out the most because of what I run, that whirlwind, I love berserking damage bonus increase from 25% to 35%. Like, that's really good. And even the gushing wounds, honestly, that 50% increased damage with that aspect, like, really freaking good, guys. Let's see, skills. We went over skills. I don't know why I went back. We should have been moving forward. What the heck's going on here? What's good with this freaking video, bro? All right. Fast forward. Uniques. So when it comes to uniques, not too much has changed. They did change a couple things. That's a lie, but nothing too crazy. Again, as far as Whirlwind Barbarian goes, Fields of Crimson damage increased. Okay, that's good. The one thing I did notice that really kind of stuck out to me is, well, first of all, Hellhammer. Hellhammer got a little boost. I'll switch screens over here. So let me increase my brightness for y'all. So this is the old Hellhammer. This is the new one. People are saying they increased the damage. Let's see. Nope, actually, damage looks the exact same. Oh, okay, so 28% damage with two-handed weapons. So the damage increased from 28% to 34% using a bludgeoning weapon. So that's a pretty nice boost, actually. So that's what they were referring to. That's pretty good. So this is the really big one. 20% damage to crowd control enemies, and then 20 plus 21% critical strike damage. The reason nobody ever ran Hellhammer for any sort of Whirlwind build before in the past is because that 21% damage, it just didn't have crit on it. You always want like critical strike damage, core damage, etc., etc. At least now this weapon has critical strike damage. I did speak to a couple guys running Whirlwind build who said they're going to try it out to see how it feels. So that's going to be good. And then everything else is pretty much the same. I know they changed the way it works over here a little bit. Did they? No, not all that much. A couple changes, but again, I'm not going to highlight everything over here because I still don't think it's good. I think if you're running Whirlwind Barbarian, this is still not the weapon for you. It's nice that they added critical strike damage. It's nice that you do damage to burning enemies, and it's like the unique ability of it is it creates that burning thing. So you're gonna be hitting those guys harder. It's got a little bit of damage reduction on it. The damage on it is pretty good. You now got that boost from 28 to 34, and you got that 21% critical strike damage. That's a low roll too. So like that's pretty good. I'll say that's pretty good. The critical strike damage on it definitely went up, which is nice. But I still think if some people said they're going to experiment with it, they're going to try it on Whirlwind. We'll see how it goes. I'll release a video in the future. By the way, guys, if you like what you see, make sure you subscribe because you're going to want to see these future videos if you play Whirlwind Barbarian or any Barbarian, because this is about the class. This is what we do. We Barbarians in the house. If you play in Barb and you like this Barb content, then hit your boy up with a follow. I also stream on Twitch right above. Enough plugging in. Back to the video. All right, so yeah, overall, this is a good weapon. Nice buff, nice increase. Do I think it's going to be viable for Whirlwind? Surely there's viability in it with these changes. Do I think it's going to be the best build for Whirlwind? Probably not. But if you like the way this freaking weapon looks, if you want to spin to win and have this badass looking fire weapon, just convince yourself it's good. I might run it for a month just to show off and flex in front of my friends because this freaking weapon looks damn cool, bro. The Hellhammer looks cool. Freaking burns and does all this crazy stuff. So that's good. But a key, guys, the key over here, the key is the Magnus Opus. physical damage affix replaced with vulnerable damage. So that's really good because now you're gonna get that vulnerability damage. Physical damage is nice, but you always want critical strike, chance, critical strike, bonus, critical strike, chance, critical strike, bonus damage, vulnerable damage, and core damage. After that, the rest comes into the picture. So doing that change is going to make this even a better weapon for Whirlwind build. And I know a lot of Barbarians run one-handed Whirlwind. So I think the Magnum Opus right now, it's a pretty big deal. It's a pretty big deal. And a lot of people have been running it already for Whirlwind, and I think it's only going to get better now, and you're going to see more damage because that vulnerable damage is going to give you a lot more damage during that vulnerability window, and that's what Diablo is all about. The vulnerable damage, vulnerability window. You know how it is. You know how we roll. We barbs out here, bro. We cut them up. We make them bleed, yo. We make them bleed and drop during that vulnerable window. And now we're just doing more freaking damage. Let's go, dude. That's a dub. That's a win, yo. That's a win for us, barbs. Okay, anyway. 100,000 steps. I'm not even gonna talk about this because I just don't see any value in these boots. Especially not in Whirlwind. Like, I don't know, man. I see a couple barbs running 100,000 steps. I got like 6 in the bank, bro. I'm about to start selling this shit because I need gold, yo. Battle trance, basic skill damage. So this is again bonus attack speed to other skills increase from 10 to 20%. This is not bad, but nothing crazy. Again, nothing crazy, especially if you're doing Whirlwind. I'm sure you could find a way to plug these into other builds. I think the key takeaway from here, guys, honestly, is number one is the Magnum Opus. If you're running one-handed Whirlwind build, buddy, that's a dub for us, boys. That's a big dub for us. Hellhammer, if you want to get creative with it, they did give it a little bit of a buff with that critical strike damage. That's really, really nice. And the burning duration increased from 3 to 4 seconds, as we can see here. So while they're burning, you're also inflicting more damage, which will make your Whirlwind overall do more damage, right? Damage increase. Oh, it did go up. So I was right. Oh, is that from bulging weapon or the raw damage of the? So okay, it seems like it got a damage increase as well. So hey, this is good. Hellhammer is good. I still don't think it's the best weapon for Whirlwind, but if you want to flex and look cool and badass, you could make an argument that you could run this now because of these small changes. You could make an argument with me. Would I agree with you? Probably not. Would I understand it because you think it looks cool and you're trying to make that argument? Sure, run it, bro, run it. You got that crit damage now, run it. Otherwise, Magnus Opus all flippin' day. Great change. Anything over here? No, that's it. Well, that's it, guys. That's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, check me out on Twitch, Lonsdale the Great. Come hang out. Other than that, I'm signing out. I'm gonna hit escape and I'm gonna end this video. Peace. The flip out, yo. Yeah, I'll post another Barbarian video probably in a week or two after I experiment with all this stuff. And if you want to see how that Hellhammer is gonna run, if you want to see how it runs using Whirlwind, just stop in next week because I'll test it out. I'll figure it out and I'll let y'all know. That's what I do. I do things and I let you know. Here are my thoughts, but that's just a thought. This is just an opinion. I execute on these thoughts and opinions. I run it through, boy. I run it through. I run it, I practice it, I train it, I experiment with it, and then I give you guys the results. So this is an opinion video, then I'm gonna run it through, then I'm gonna give you the results. That's transparency. Peace. I'm so ghetto I gotta end the video like this because I'm filming on my Mac. Barb life, boy. Barb life. Peace out, guys. Enjoy. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.